That was a good hit. Whew. Okay, so my cat is a stoner now. He is a stoner. So usually, right, like I'll be sitting here and my pets, got like 500 of them, are incredibly affectionate. And people are always like when they never believe it. They don't believe it, and then they see it and they're like, how did you do that? And it really is just based off the owner. See, yeah, now As is good and stoned. He's about to go hunting for food, snacks. He's gonna go try to pry open the cabinet and see if he can pull out some of those temptations. So predictable. Yeah. So the first, so it really is based off, the respect that the animal has for you. And I'll just say that. So like my dog, right? She's an old lady now, super old. She's like me. She's a pit. She's a purebred pit. Like she's full. I don't know. For some reason, okay. So, and I got her when she was 6 weeks. I got her when she was a rescue, basically. So she's been with me her entire life. I waited about a year before I started to smoke around her, right? And she took to it right away. I was dating someone at the time, and he had a pit bull also, and his pit would just run out of the room. Like we're all sitting in the living room smoking, and as soon as that smoke hits, like his dog would take off. So, my dog, not so much. As a matter of fact, as time went by, depending on what it was that I was smoking, she would come actually and lay in my lap. Just to get like that really good high. So then I'm a foster. I foster. I'm not a foster, but I foster. I foster cats specifically. Cause they're super easy. I don't know. People call me the cat whisperer. And I was never a cat person. I was never a cat person. I've had dogs my entire life. I've had Rottweilers. I've had pit bulls. I've had terriers. My whole life. In fact, my best friend at the time, I remember going to her house, and she was so affectionate with her cat. I was just like, ew, you like cats? And she was like, oh my God, shut up. But I was like, ew, you like cats? And I never thought that I would be a cat person. I don't know, I let people convince me that cats were the spawns of Satan. And I get it, right? Because let me tell you. Okay, I'll get to that asshole later. But full disclosure, I want to let you know, in case it was not clear, I'm high as hell. I'm baked and I'm feeling good. It's a Saturday. What the fuck is that, ass? What the fuck is that, baby? What is that? What the fuck is that? A leaf? You're playing with a fucking leaf? Alright. Look. He is good and high. I went to pick it up, and he batted at me. Give it back. Ooh, ass. Simba, let us play with that, baby. Now Simba's gonna, and she never does. Okay, so I guess Simba's got a nice little buzz going too. So, okay. So I was telling you about fostering. Okay, so and I never ever thought I would be a cat person, right? One day, I pulled up in the driveway, and my mother was here, and I was getting out of the car, and I thought I heard something, right? Rustling, but we live in kind of a woodsy area, so we've got a lot of wildlife around us. tons of squirrels, fucking beavers, fucking, look, I always say otters. My mom's like, oh my God, bless you. There are no otters over here. And I'm like, I swear, there are otters. But that they're actually not what I mean. I mean like groundhogs. Fucking things like that, right? Please don't ask me how and why I confuse the two. The fuck? Do I really have to explain that? So... And so, like, I was talking to her about whatever, and then she's like, I need for you to go basically she was sending me on an errand. She was sending me on an errand. And as I'm, like, walking up the driveway, I hear, like, this shrill little screech, right? And I stop in my tracks. I just so happen to look over to my right. When I tell you, I thought it was a fucking ball of cotton. It was so fucking tiny. It was so tiny. It ran right up to me and, like, started pawing at my legs. And I was like, oh my God. Like, my heart right there. It instantly melted. Like, I don't think, like, this thing could not have been, like, any older than, like, fucking, oh my God. Like, fucking, like, 8 weeks, maybe? I was gonna say, like, 12 weeks. But he was really, really, really small. Like, really fucking small. And, I would say about 12 weeks, because I don't fucking know. Like, I don't fucking know. He was little. He or she, I don't know what the fuck, it ran up to me and just instantly my fucking heart melted, right? And I've never, up until that point, I'd never even, like, touched a cat. Like, I was just, like, ill. And so I bent down and, like, I stroked it behind its ear, and it, like, and he, like, immediately started, like, nuzzling my leg, and he was like, help me, and I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. So, like, I picked it up, and I'm instantly, like, freaking out. I'm like, okay, so, like, a few houses down, there was this little old man who lived there. We called him Catman. Simba. What the fuck? Simba. Okay. And now Oz is just running around like, they're so funny. I forgot what I was saying. The fuck was I saying? I need to light another comb. Listen, I just want whoever is listening to this to, like, imagine my energy right now, because, like, I feel good. No, I didn't hit the lottery. No, I didn't meet, like, my dream man. No, I, wasn't discovered walking down the fucking streets of fucking Detroit. But I woke up and I realized I've got my health. I've got my mom and dad, who are basically my friends. Like, basically my friends, my best friends, my closest friends. I know what love feels like. I've lived this long. I think that's awesome. I am surprised by how many people I know who either don't have both their parents, and if they do, don't have a great relationship with both their parents, and that fucking sucks. And I won't act like, the relationship that I've had with my parents has been, like, fucking Leave It to Beaver, because it hasn't. The fuck? It absolutely hasn't. Families go through trials and tribulations. The degree, of course, is never the exact same. It's always a case by case, and I'm a sociologist, so I'm used to saying it's all under case by case basis. But really it is. And so, yeah, like, my parents are my best friends. They're both assholes. Like, my fucking goodness. But I've learned to embrace it, and I've learned to adapt and shit. You know, I've been told that I'm an asshole myself. So, I get it, honestly. I get it from my mama. Yeah, but like my health, you know, the universe, I've got an awesome relationship with the universe in which I understand that I am not going to get everything that I want. I mean, damn, because I'm almost 50, and honestly am not where I want to be, but it makes me feel, it makes me relax a little bit knowing that people feel that everywhere, you know. So nothing special about me basically is what I'm saying. But I feel good, and I'm hoping that whoever comes across this shit, I hope you match my energy, and I hope that you feel good also. I'll tell you what helps though. Mary Jane. You know what? I want to listen to that song so bad. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. You know what? How old was I when I first heard that song? Let's not go there. So what was I talking about? My cats. Fostering. The first one, right? And so immediately, like, I'm like, okay, there's Catman. Go down to Catman's house. Not gonna, hey Catman, hey. He's like, you know what? I'm at full capacity. Health department was just here and told me to go fuck myself. I was like, okay. And it was so cute because it was like the kitten. Like, I had set him on the porch, and he you know, he smelled cat everywhere. So he immediately tried to go into the house, and Catman was just like, no. And I'm like, Catman. And then he was like, sorry, can't help you. So we left, went across the street to this guy who I know who likes pets. And at this point, my mother's with me. Go to this guy's house. We're like, hey, can you? And he's like, oh, I want to. I really, really do. But my girlfriend is a total twat. She is not going to let me. And he didn't say twat because he's a black guy. He said, what did he say? He's like, she's not gonna let me. And I'm like, fuck her, right? Like, fuck that. Like, they're always on the outs. Like, they're constantly I was like, all right, Joe. So I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, what the fuck am I gonna, what the fuck, I don't wanna, and my mom's just like, go ahead and call the Humane Society, because, like, no, I'm gonna call some rescues. So I'm calling rescues. I called someplace. Oh, God. Got some black guy on the phone. Look, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to fucking go there. That fucking asshole hung up on... He hung up on me, and I think that he was just kind of like, another airhead calling about a fucking animal, and it's just like, what a dick. And listen, I believe that animals, all dogs go to heaven. I believe that that animals, they are spirits. They have spirits. I mean, they just do. I think the first and only serious argument that my late fiance and I ever had, and I'll just call him my deceased spouse, right? Because basically, that was like the only argument. And that was when we were like, whoa, how do we see religion? Like, we had to try to get some shit right, because we were so into each other. And I just assumed that like people, I don't know, I was just so, but as when we're young, we're very, very self-involved, you know, and I just assumed that people thought, or that at least he did, that he thought the way I did. And he did it. The first thing he said, the first thing that he said to me that ever really made me look at him like, what the fuck? He said to me, well, animals don't have souls. And I was like, I legitimately thought he was like just saying it just to kind of like, just because he was very random. And I fucking love that about him. Like me, like we matched that energy where like we'd be sitting there, it'd be like totally fucking quiet, and then out of nowhere he'd be like, yeah, because we were gonna go. And I'd be like, oh, why are you was gonna go? And like, how many? And so we were just weird like that. Like we were just, that was a bad example. Let me see if I can give you another one. That was a bad example. Let me see if I can give you another one. Because I think I'm gonna be like too lazy, honestly, to edit this fucking recording. So you're getting the real, what it is. What's up? But yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Moving on. And so basically we ended up, and really my only worry was I had a pit bull at the time, and while I'd seen her interact with other dogs, we'd not ever interact with the feline. And I'm just like, oh my God, I would take you, but I can't. I would, but I can't. I would, but I can't. My mom's like, it's all good. Like, what we'll do is we'll close off my bedroom and bathroom. Actually what we ended up doing, we closed off because so it's like her bedroom, her bathroom, then it's like a hallway, and then it's like a step to a kitchen, and then like it goes in a circle. It's weird. And so we ended up closing off her room, from her room basically to the kitchen, leaving room for she and baby kitten to do whatever. And so basically the next morning we did take it to the Humane Society, and I'm like, Mom, and the lady's like, it's okay, don't worry. She was like, it's a baby, and babies go, like, she was like, well, if he doesn't leave today, he'll be gone by the weekend for sure. And so that made me feel a little bit better. Fast forward years. I'm sure I got enough water in this bottle. Fast forward a few years, and COVID, right? COVID hits. I'm now working from home. Little black and white cat. Well, my mother was feeding a cat, and he would come around like periodically. I would see him maybe like once a week, sometimes maybe like once every 2 weeks. And we'd feed him. And one day he just so happened to have this black and white cat with him. And the cat was significantly small, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a baby cat, right? A kitten. But not a kitten like a kitten when you like Google kitten. Like not that kitten. Like a kitten like a kitten where like if a person saw it, they'd be like, oh, look at that little cat, which is why I just called it a little cat. Excuse me. And I'm like, okay, this little cat doesn't eat that much. And then about a week later, this little cat came with another slightly bigger little cat with its exact same pattern. May she rest in peace. Oh, may she rest in peace, my baby, Penny. And I'm like, well, fuck, I can't really shoo you away because you guys are obviously together and you guys don't eat much, so. And I would feed these cats maybe like legit, like maybe like I don't know, like 3 or 4 times a week, right? But then they gradually came around every day, right? So I mean they were coming every day for about 2 months consistently every single morning. And I'm like, okay, like they feel secure enough. And they were like hanging out around here. And I didn't really think too much of it because, I'm an animal lover. I didn't think too much of it at all. I'm gainfully employed, fully employed, got income. The universe is blessing me. The universe has sent me these little creatures. I'm going to bless them too. What the fuck? They're not asking. It's my train of thought at the time. They're not asking for anything. They're not asking to move in. They're not asking, they just want to eat, right? And shelter. My dog is old. So she's an indoor dog. She does not go outside unless she has to use the bathroom. She has to use the bathroom. She barks. We let her out. She comes right back to the door, barks like, I'm finished. We let her back in. She's not an outdoor dog anymore. She's, I forget what they basically said she was frail. And I mean, she is. She's an old dog, And so feeding. Oh, I totally skipped a step. Those 2 cats turned into 3 because one day, randomly, out of the corner of my eye, there was another small cat, but it looked old. Like it looked old in the face. And my mother happened to be there that day, and she said, oh my God, look at that little old cat. I'm gonna feed it. And I'm like, fuck, another one. I'm just like, ugh. But I didn't trip. I really didn't. 3 little cats. We're providing shelter. We've got tons of space over here. We're not dicks like shoo, cat, shoo. We're not dicks like that. And it just so happens my mom's a fucking animal lover too. I mean, I got my compassion from somewhere. So, for maybe about a solid, 2 or 3 months, I think, they were coming around every single day. Like, we'd name them and everything. Like, hey Penny, hey Voodoo, hey Madge. We'd name them. One day, my mother said to me, I know you like that little cat right there. And let me say this though. At night, so the cats were hanging around all day. And at night, they would disappear. But I always knew, but I eventually found out that cats were nocturnal and that they roamed at night. But I always knew that when I woke up in the morning and I opened the door, they would be there. Like I always knew that they would be there. And when I say they, there was for sure, I always knew the little black and white one, she would always, or he, what I thought at the time, he would always be there. At the time, though, his name was Casper. I named him Casper. And one day my mom said to me, how sure are you that that little black and white one is a boy? I said, what do you mean? Like I already knew where she was going with it. But I was like, I hit her with the hard, what do you mean? And she said, well, are you just overfeeding that cat? And I said, well, yeah, I guess so. Because at that time, I had began to feed them a little bit more. Yeah, I was feeding them. Feeding them. They were eating breakfast and dinner, right? I was like, yeah, I guess maybe I could scale back a little bit on the food. Thought nothing of it. About we'll say a month. About a month later, I'm sitting there typing at the computer. I was grouchy that day. My mother stopped by with whatever the fuck. I think it was like her latest finds at like a thrift store or some shit. I don't know what the fuck she stopped by for. But she was here. And she said, I see a kitten. And I just immediately, shut up. Because I just knew that she was bullshitting. Oh, shut up. So she came to the door and she said, did you hear me? I see a kitten. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. And she said, oh, okay. She walked away. And maybe about an hour, maybe 2 hours later, I'd gone on my lunch break, went to check on Casper. And damn near lost it. Damn near lost it. Underneath Casper was a little pile of kittens. And I flipped the fuck out. I said, what the fuck? What the fuck? She had tucked herself away. We've got, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to set the scene, right? Summertime. Which I fucking eventually find out is when, you know, it's just fucking kitten fucking city. Summertime. Cleaning out the garage. My mother's moving shit from the basement into the garage so that we can swap out shit from the house that we have up north, which is basically like her little vacation home. My mother's vacation home. You rotate shit every year. So we're moving shit around. We've got boxes and shit. We're packing boxes and shit. At the same time, like, we were raking leaves. So we've got, like, a pile of what I would call rubbish. Boxes, leaves, and, like, there were a few, like, decorative bricks over there. She had tucked herself away under this little pile of rubbish, you know, to protect them from rain and all that shit. Of course I would feed her because she was right there, right tucked between our garage. Like, you would open the back door and you would see her. What the fuck am I gonna do? Walk past her without acknowledging and feeding her? Like, I felt like a mother whose child was 14 and pregnant. You know? Like, I really did. I really did. I really did. And it was so funny. My mom's just like, oh my gosh. She was like, you're so silly. And I was like, why? And she was like, baby, this is wildlife. Like, this is not your pet. This is a feral, what we thought was feral. It turned out, I believe she was stray because it was really easy to socialize her. And her sister, the cat that looked just like her with a different color pattern, the exact same pattern, just different colors, gray. So I was feeding her. And then my mother had been here for a couple days. Shit, I want to say, was my mother here for the weekend? I don't know. I think my mother was here for the weekend. She may have been here for the week. I don't fucking know. But I heard her go, oh my gosh, they're walking around. They had somehow, all the kittens, wow, like time flew. Those kittens were up and moving. I was like, what the fuck, already? I was like, no, too soon. I had no fucking idea what I was going to do with them. I had no fucking clue. Because, listen, we're in a somewhat wooded area. We've got dogs around here. We've got fucking, I wouldn't be surprised if we had, coyotes. We had fucking, I wouldn't be surprised if we had fucking mountain lions. Like, there's a lot of shit, and hawks. Oh my God, the hawks. And that was what did it for me. My mom was like, listen, she was like, they're so small. She's like, you have a dog, so like, what the fuck, what are you gonna do with the space and shit? I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So this is what ended up happening, right? And at this point, the gray and white cat and the other older cat, the two other cats that had been coming with Casper, who I've now renamed Voodoo, they, you know, they weren't there the way she was. She was there all the fucking time. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, they can go do their thing, you know, because this one has kittens now.
Hi, Simba.
And I'm like, okay, she can, like, they can go do their thing because, you know, she has kittens now. She can't really roam. She can't really. So I ended up buying this giant tent from Chewy. This huge fucking tent. I put it outside, put it right in front of my window.
Hi, Simba. Hi, baby.
Simba's, you know what? Cats are like children. She sees me talking, and she's laying in my lap, and she's reaching for my face. Like, hey, look at me. Look at me. It's the cutest fucking thing. But it's like, grow up, Simba. Grow up, baby. I'm busy. Anyway, Simba. I wish you guys could see this. She's like reaching for my face. So yeah, bought the giant tent. Put it up in the backyard. Established a nice view from a window that I frequented. Made sure that it was enclosed. Set the cats up lovely, right? Mom cat and kitten. I quickly learned that I couldn't confine mom cat, so I had to let her out the tent. But she did understand that I was just trying to protect. She understood that very quickly. At this point, mom cat had started to walk between my legs. So I'd been chosen. And I knew then. I was like, okay. And so, you know, at this point I had been calling around, trying to find shelters and people to adopt. And, you know, you can't do anything online because not everyone has a soul and the devil is walking around. And so you can't just give animals to just any person who asks for it, you know. You also learn that being having family in law enforcement. Anyway, and so yeah, I knew. I was like, okay. I knew. Hi, Simba.
Hi, baby. Hi.
This is one of her kittens that I'm holding, Simba. She's and her name is Simba because she looks just like her father, Mufasa. This is before I knew dick about cats, right? I didn't know dick about cats. I thought this one was a boy because she turns out she was the only tabby in the litter. And for anyone who comes across this and who knows cats, you know that tabbies are relatively bigger than torties, right? So let me explain.
Hi, baby.
Let me explain. Right, so set her up lovely, right? And at this, remember that the other cats were not coming around. I wake up one morning and I see the gray and white cat. And she's, you know, sniffing around the tent. She's like, oh, okay, so this is where you live now? You know, she done set you up lovely. So you doing it big like this? You rolling like this? Like you got it like this? Like what's good? Like can you put your sis on? You know? So I'm like, okay. This cat is roaming around. It was the very next morning. I awoke at about, 6, and keep in mind it's summertime. I was waking up with the sun, right? Sun was rising early as hell. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning I woke up. Look out the window, and I see a kitten outside of the tent. Now, I done just woke up. Sleep all in my eyes. I'm yawning and shit. Like, this is a pit stop before I hit the bathroom. I'm literally just waking up. I'm like, oh fuck! Like one of the doors opened from the tent, and one of the babies got out. Let me go and close the tent. Hi, Simba. Get out of my fucking face. Let me go and close the tent. Bruh. I go to the back door, open said door. I rubbed my fucking eyes like it was a cartoon, right? You know, like a cartoon when when they rub their eyes like, holy smokes, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? It was a totally different fucking kitten. A totally different kitten. I'm like, Huh? Just as I reach in my pocket to pull out my cell phone and take a picture of this kitten, another little kitten pops out. I'm like, oh, okay, what the fuck is going on? And just as I am thinking, what the fuck is going on? Out from behind the tent steps little Penny. Gray and white Penny. The mom who had been living with me, who I had originally named Casper and now renamed Voodoo, the black and white one, her sister was here and had brought her kittens. So, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And I've got like all these places who are like, yes, we're interested. And I'm like, listen, you have to take them in pairs, take them in pairs. They're like, yes, we're interested. They're like, listen, the only thing is we're full. We know it's expensive. We're willing to help you out a little bit. If you can you foster? And I'm like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. And it was summertime. So I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Keep these cats outside. And that's really what I did. Bought super cheap dry kibble, right? Got a giant tent outside with all these little cats in it. We were chilling. Straight chilling.
Hi, Simba.
Straight chilling. And now I'm a cat person. Now I'm a cat person. That's literally all it took. Literally all it took. And the babies took to me so fucking quickly. It's like, and I love them. And of course, my dog is with my mom now because my dog is a little old lady. But my mom's always here. She's always here. She's always here. So it feels like my dog really never left. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So we're chilling. And I'm about to put these two back out because I've got a little rotation. So I take them out for a little bit at a time. And then I put them back up, just to give them that space to roam and to do them and to cuddle me and fucking bite me like Simba's doing right now. For real, Simba? Oh, now you want to... Are these love bites? You can't decide what kind of bites you want to give me? Alright, so I'm going to go smoke a little bit more. My cats and I are going to get stoned a little bit more. Then I'm going to put them out so they can enjoy nature. Right? Look, he said no. No, we want to stay here and cuddle you. You want to stay here and cuddle me? Okay, you're going to stay here and cuddle me. Okay, you can stay here and cuddle me. Aww. The purrs are the cutest thing. Okay, I'm out.